Greetings, Lux lovers. Welcome or welcome back. Here we believe in intentional luxury and we're not afraid to invest in pieces that will work for us. So if that resonates with you, then please consider subscribing and stay a while. Today I'm going to share with you the 10 bags that I need now. Like today in 2025, not for my future self, not for my past self. And this is a fun tag video concept started by the lovely ladies Kat L and Fashionably Amy, and I was kindly tagged by KK Loves CC, and their videos will be below. So grab that fancy Hermes mug of tea and let's begin. So as I was putting this curation together, I definitely saw a trend, and so I'll kind of like chunk these bags together into themes. And as many of you may know, I am a working mother of two. So to me, keeping my hands free is key. And so the first bag I'll share that I need today is my work bag. It is my Tumi backpack. This backpack is so incredibly old, and there have been multiple iterations since I bought this, maybe over 10 years ago, but I have used this into the ground. But you can see I have my little Ritz bears. One is in the bathrobe and one is the little bellhop. These bring me joy when I'm going into the city, and they fit so nicely on a little D-ring on there. But this backpack is just a workhorse. Similar on this trend of staying hands-free and more into the backpacks, here is another bag I talk about a lot. This is a sling backpack from the brand Herschel, and I got this at a previous Nordstrom anniversary sale, and they actually didn't bring this style back this year, so I'm hoping that maybe they'll bring it back eventually. It's a great brand. Of course, I love this dark green color, and I really like the fact it has this sling over the body aspect, and you can either clip it on this side or that side, depending on whether you want it to like lie on this side or that side. It has this kind of back pocket that's very easy to get your phone in and out, and it's just so carefree and light. And I can fit my kids' water bottles in it, my wallet, my keys. So if I'm not wearing designer bags on the weekend and I'm with my family, I'm most likely wearing this. However, if I were to use a more designer bag, also with my family or with the kids, but there's like less risk of getting things dirty, or it's more of a controlled environment, I'll definitely use this. And it is my Hermes in the loop bum bag. And I got this maybe around this time last year. I think it was October, September-ish. And it is in the noir leather. I think it's Swift, and it's super smooth. As you can see, it is actually worn really well. I've used this a good amount of times, and there seem to be no major issues. And in fact, if you open it up, this is the bag I'm using today. It has my stuff already in it. And it's just one of those that I can, again, just sling over my back or carry it on my chest. And it's just so easy grab and go. If I have my wallet, keys, and earbuds in here, I'll typically have my phone in my pocket. Even though it can technically hold my phone, I will usually have my phone outside of it. But this has been a great Hermes option in that vein of hands-free backpack type bags. And then another thing I'm going to need as we go into the fall, I'm going to be doing more commuting into work as companies are bringing people back into the office. And so what I'm looking forward to using is actually this. Now this is a deep cut into my collection. I maybe reviewed this only a handful of times. I'm not sure if it's alligator or crocodile. Maybe you internet experts out there will know, but this is from Tiffany & Company, almost 10 years ago. But it is a beautiful bag. And you can see that it has the Tiffany & Company embossed, and it's just stunning. And I'm actually not precious with this bag, which I'm so happy about. It has this front pocket that I could put my phone in. It is leather lined, and it has this beautiful pull tab with the Tiffany & Company engraved, and it is stuffed, but you can see also leather lined. And I just am looking forward to using this as a work bag. And I know that they did make like a dark alligator. Oh, that would be awesome. But I'm really looking forward to dressing a little more up for work, and I could potentially put all of my documents and my computer in this as well if I'm not using my backpack, if I'm, say, commuting by car instead of going into New York City. So I welcome this one back into the rotation. Another bag that I need like now is this, and it is my Goyard Bohème bag. You can see I kind of store it folded up, but it is just a great fall bag. This colorway has all of the fall vibes. I really love this tan, and I have had this for maybe a year and a half now, And I definitely use this if I take a walk into town, if I go to my local bakery, bring home some baked goods. I love that it has the interior pouch, and typically I will just tuck in my card holder in the back pocket there. And this is just a great carefree bag that I would definitely recommend. In fact, I admittedly use this more than my St. Louis tote, but I think it's just because this is actually just an easier grab and go bag the way I store things. I've had really no problems with wear and tear on the bottom. It's almost like good as new, but I'm not really hard on my bag, so I might be a bad indicator of wear and tear. But I'll also pair this with my Toomey backpack and just bring it into work and have this on my shoulder to bring extra things like scarves, water, or shoes. And then another bag I need like this year is this, and this is a fan favorite. This is my Chanel wallet on chain in the gold faux croc. As you can see, I do love my croc and my gold leathers as well. And this I actually already did wear this year to a gala event for a nonprofit, near and dear to my heart. And I will also probably use this again if I have holiday parties, for office parties. It's so festive, and it just adds a bit of glamour to any plain dress, and it just really speaks for itself. I love this. This I actually use more than my black wallet on chain because it just has so much oomph. And if you're enjoying yourself so far, I'd love for you to consider subscribing. If you like extreme luxury product close-ups, thoughtful commentary, and luxury unboxings practically every other week, then you've come to the right place. All right, let's get to the rest of the bags. And the next bag that I need like this year, and I bought this year, is actually this, and it is my Coach Empire Carryall 34. The reason why I say I need it for this year is because the East-West trend is so hot this year that I need to use this bag now while the trend is hot, because you never know what 2026 will bring, what 2027 will bring. So while the East-West trend is going, I gotta ride that train until the wheels fall off. So while this one might not be everybody's cup of tea, I certainly pounced on this when it first came out earlier this year because I had a bag very similar to this back in the 2000s, and I just love that one. So I knew I love this style. These exaggerated handles, again, aren't for everyone, but it does fit over the shoulder so comfortably. I love this color. I have no issues with kind of that crinkled maple leather. And because I do feel like it's durable, and durability when you have kids is extremely important. It's great. But speaking of getting on the East-West trend, I just had to include this into the video, and it is my Hermes Shoulder Birkin Light 29 in the color gold with gold hardware. This is another one where while the East-West trend is hot, I definitely want to use a lot this year. We never know what the future will hold. So like I said, I gotta ride this train while I can. And this bag has been just such a joy to use. And also in this tag video, they did mention that you can talk about bags that aren't in your collection, but that you're definitely eyeing that would be useful for use in this year. And so I also wanted to include my absolute obsession with a Speedy P9. I think actually after getting my quota bag for this year, my eyes started wandering to other brands because I feel like once you get a quota bag, I don't know about you, but I take that time to take a little break from Hermes and just kind of look around as well. As I've been looking at other brands, the Speedy P9 is definitely kind of calling my name. And I recently unboxed my Louis Vuitton Gyoza key pouch, and feeling that leather was fantastic. And now I'm definitely eyeing that brand. And in fact, in the Nigo Pharrell collection, they brought out a gold Speedy, and boy, does that have my name on it. As you all know, I love the Hermes Doré. I have my Chanel, and maybe a little gold leather from Louis Vuitton would also be called for in my collection. And then the other item I've been eyeing is actually something I reviewed 3 years ago on this channel, and it's the Tiffany Rock Cut Cabin from Rimowa. It's just been coming back in my feeds. I see it now on the secondhand market, and the markup is 2.5 times what it sold for back in 2023. There's an aspect of me kicking myself that I just didn't buy it, but back then I didn't own any hard-sided luggages, and now I have a few, and I know that I really like that. So it makes me think that if I could find a good deal on one, I would add it to my collection. Or maybe they'll reissue it, I don't know, but it's definitely been on my mind recently, and I think I would use it for maybe not plane trips, but definitely car trips and overnights. So that's my list. I hope you enjoyed this curation and all of the eye candy. And if you're compelled to do this tag video, by all means, go ahead and join in. So thank you to those who've stayed with me to the end. Let us know in the comments what bags you need in 2025. I welcome you to follow me on Instagram if you'd like to see more of how I style these babies in my day-to-day and other luxury moments. If you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to go down the rabbit hole that is my luxury chit chat playlist, and I'll put that link here. Please like it if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!